Welcome to Grouping Buyer Inspections. From the main screen we now have Inspections in the center tab, so we can select Inspections from here, which will give us a list view of all the buyer inspections that we've put through against our list of properties. If we'd like to see the details of these inspections, we can select the details icon to the right hand side, and we can see who the inspector was, the date that they've inspected, the time, the property, the price, the outcome, the offers and the comments made about this property. If we'd like to do a find in here, we can select the find icon in the top toolbar, and if I'd like to find on a particular property, I can type in the information of the property and then select perform find. So now I have 25 properties found. Up in my top toolbar I can see this, and I can use the booklet up here to go through these records. So I can see I've got Clark Kent as my record who is inspected here. I've got Kelly Slater, George Clooney. So I can go through all of these records. If I'd like to just find everyone that's been through the property on a particular date, I can do that find again. So I can select find, and I can find 13 Poole Street, and in the date column I can select in here the date that I'd like to find. I'm going to select the 11th of the 7th, and now I'll perform my find, and now I've found 7 people. So instead of the 25 that have been through this property since it's been listed, I've now found just the people that have inspected this property on the 11th of the 7th. In this case I'm going to group these people into contacts, or these records, these buyer inspections, and I can see now I've got my 7 records that have been through this property. From here I can do any sort of bulk task that I like, whether it's a bulk SMS, a bulk email, or set up a bulk trail. In this case I want to set a bulk trail, so I'd select Trails, and once I'm in the trail screen I can select my 42-day buyer trail. I just want to make sure that my trail code sits in the box up here, and then I'll go to my scripts, and I'm going to set my trail for the current found set. So I can select the date that I'd like to start from. This is going to be for the found set, so I can click found set, and I'd like to proceed. So it's now gone through and entered my ID. I'm logged in as the administrator with all the tasks of the 42-day buyer trail against my 7 records that I have in the found set. So I can click through these records with my top booklet. I can see all the tasks that I've set against these clients, and I'll need to make sure that I'm going into my scheduled tasks and completing these records. If I go back to details, I can go back into my list view, and I can see that I've still got my 7 records here. If I'd like to send all these 7 records an SMS, I can select SMS, bulk SMS once I'm in the SMS layout, and now I can choose from a template. I've got my vendor SMS template here. I can select the ID that I'd like, and I can then prepare my bulk SMS. So this has gone through and it's taken away anyone that doesn't have a mobile number, and now I can click send bulk SMS, and that's going to go across to those 7 records. I can click back into the contacts details, back to details. I can go through these records and see which record didn't have the SMS or the mobile phone number, so it was Mr. McGregor, and I can try to get in touch with them, whether it's through their email or through their home number, to grab their SMS so that they can be on my bulk communications with my SMSing. If I do go back to the list view, I can then click on the email, and I'm now going to send a bulk email to these 7 people. So I can select email, I can select bulk email, and from here I'd like to insert a template. It's my new buyer template. Automatically pops in all the information. So I can select the ID that I'd like to send it from, make sure I'm sending a text, and then I can prepare my bulk email. Now I've got my 7 records in here, so I just make sure that I've got everything that I need, and then I can click send, bulk email, text only. I just need to make sure that I get a result in here, email sent successfully, and I'll know that email has been sent. So I can come back into the contacts and I should have the result in here, and this will give me a list of all the previous emails that I've sent to this client. Back to details will take me back to the details screen of this client, and then the CD icon in the top left will always take me back to the main screen. Thank you for watching.